Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 56 of the Dear Herbalist Podcast titled Herbal Medicine for Athletes. Now, today we are going to talk about herbal medicines and their role in athletics and how we can use them to support our athletes. Now, first things first, let me just say this. It's hot out there, all right, these days, so please make sure that you stay hydrated. Drink some water, put a pinch of pink Himalayan sea salt in there so that water and that hydration can get directly into the cells. Keep that as a side note. Use it for your athletes, use it for yourself. All right. But I thought this topic would be very important because I know there are herbalists out there that work specifically with athletes or in sports medicine. You probably have children that are in sports, adults that are in sports. So how can we use herbs to support our athletes? That's the conversation today. Now, why is this an important topic for herbalists to know? So let me give you some stats here. There are over 5,498 professional athletes currently employed in the United States, and about 530,000 students that compete at an NCAA level. Okay. Nearly 8 million students currently participate in high school athletics in the United States, and as of 2022, there were 521,578 NCAA student athletes in total. Now, this is very important, not only because there is a lot of people out there in athletics. That's one point. The other thing is that with nearly 8 million high school athletes, over 530,000 NCAA athletes, and more than 5,498 professional athletes, we as herbalists can actually identify a significant target audience for our services. So if you're someone that wants to get into sports medicine, but you want to look at the herbal medicine side, more of the natural side of things, then you know you have a target market. You say, well, I want to start a business, or I want to create products for athletes. There you go. There goes your information right there. Because knowing the size of this market helps in tailoring the marketing strategies as well as educational efforts that you want to use towards this specific target audience. The other thing is that different level of athletes, whether they're high school, collegiate, or professional, they can have varying needs and challenges. Okay, so it will allow us as herbalists to be able to customize our herbal solutions because there's not always a one size fits all remedy for each, athletic issue that may occur. Okay, so understanding these things, understanding these demographics allows us as herbalists to customize our recommendations according to the needs that might be needed at that time for that particular athlete. So for example, high school athletes might need more support for growth and development, while professional athletes might focus on recovery and performance enhancement. So it really is based on their goals. The other thing is that athletes are often subject to strict regulations regarding supplement use, and that includes herbs. So we as herbalists, we have to know this, okay, and know these regulations, all right, such as those from the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA, to ensure that our recommendations are not causing athletes to fail drug tests or experience side effects. Okay, because that could be dangerous. That's another reason why we need to know that. Okay, and then the other thing is because a lot of people out there are trying to use herbal supplements anyway, especially athletes. This is an opportunity for us as herbalists to educate athletes, coaches, sports professionals about the benefits as well as the risk of herbal products and herbal medicine. So this includes understanding how to use them, how they potentially could interact with other supplements that the athletes might be taking or medications, as well as the importance of sourcing high quality products. There's definitely a lane for you if you are interested in sports medicine, focusing on natural remedies. Now, when coming up with an herbal protocol for athletes, there are some things that you need to understand. Okay. And by considering these factors, you can develop more effective, safe, and appropriate protocols for athletes while ensuring that they comply with sports regulations and you're prioritizing the athlete's overall health and well-being. So number one, like I kind of talked about before. Okay, these are one of the first things that you need to understand: safety and regulatory considerations. Like I said before, athletes are subject to strict regulations regarding supplement use, and that includes potential banned substances. So we as herbalists have to be aware of these potential. Of these potential interactions between herbs and performance-enhancing substances or medications. Because let's be honest, you may get an athlete that might not tell you if they're, taking performance-enhancing drugs. Okay? So again, like I always said, with people that you may think or feel that might be taking these type of things, medications or otherwise, try to build a rapport so that they can be honest with you. But always proceed with caution. Now, the other thing that you need to understand is what is the specific need of the athlete. So there's different types of athletes. You have endurance versus strength. You have professional versus amateur. So understanding the physical demands and stress placed on the athlete's bodies is very important for tailoring your herbal protocols. Another thing that you need to consider is obviously staying informed on the latest scientific research on herbal medicine and its safety for athletic performance. This is very important, and trust me, the information is out there, the studies is out there, the research is out there. So don't feel like it's not. There are tons of herbs that have been tested and proven. Okay, so go out there and make sure that you have that knowledge, have it in your pocket, so that, people that may talk to you, or athletes or coaches, they're going to want to know, like, how proven is this? Has anyone ever used this before? How do you know it works? You can have the scientific backings to support your particular remedy, your particular protocol. Because again, when it comes to the lane of herbal medicine, you have to prove it. The proof is in the pudding. I can't say that enough. We don't get the same consideration or the same pass as the medical community does. We have to prove. Okay? And it's okay. Prove it. Go ahead and slap those research studies on the desk of those, sports directors and coaches and that type of stuff. It'll make you look better, as an herbalist. And then make sure that you understand the difference between anecdotal evidence as well as, or versus, I should say, clinically proven, science and studies and stuff, because that's important as well. Another thing that you'll have to consider is the holistic perspective. So consider the athlete's overall health, not just performance enhancement. You may have some athletes that come to you and that may be their only focus. I need to use this for better, performance. I want to do better. I want to go faster. I want to throw farther. I want to swing that bat harder. I want to, that kind of stuff. But we as herbalists, we cannot forget our foundation, and we have to consider the totality of the person. Okay, we have to consider their overall health, not just performance enhancement. Okay, so we have to look at areas such as energy levels, nutrient replenishment, and oxidative stress prevention, because their body is under a lot of stress. Their body is releasing a lot of nutrients. So there may be some deficiencies there. So you can't forget to look at that part. I feel like we as herbalists are probably 80% herbalists, botanical herbalists, and the rest of that is a nutritionist. And maybe the numbers are 50-50, because it's just as important what you put in your mouth as in, herbal medicine. It's just as important. So we have to have a holistic perspective. The other thing is we have to be aware of the potential risk as well as side effects of the protocols that we give to people, that we recommend to our athletes. So this means being aware of possible toxicity, drug interactions, and adverse effects of herbal supplements. Cannot stress that enough. You have to proceed with caution, because let's be honest, you don't want to jack up somebody's career. That you might have a $8, $9, $10 million man sitting across your table, and you want to make sure that you give them the best care possible, maximize performance, nutrient absorption, healing, stress prevention, all that kind of stuff. You want to maximize the benefits for that person. and you don't want to mess around and jack up your $8 million man here. Something happens with his leg, or, he gets foggy in the brain or something like that because of what you recommended. You're going to probably have a lot of people that are depending on that particular man to do amazing things. Probably going to have a lot of people mad at you, and they're probably going to drag your name in the mud, and you're probably going to be out of business really quickly. So you can't afford to skip any of these things that I'm telling you. Okay. The other thing is, like I said before, customization and individualization. Okay. Customization and individualization. Recognize that different athletes may respond differently to herbal protocols. So you want to tailor it to their specific needs, goals, as well as what their current health status is. The other thing is you want to provide honest, unbiased information to athletes about herbal supplements. You want to be able to explain the mechanisms of action and potential benefits or risk of recommended herbs. You also want to be able to educate them on the human body. Educate them on the issue that they might be dealing with, because they may not have no idea. They have an idea, but they may not fully understand the details of their particular issue, the inner workings of their injuries. And so this is where you can come in as an herbalist and also educate them on the human body. What is the body doing already to heal itself? There's deficiencies recognized in the body. What is the body trying to do in order to be able to restore those deficiencies? Okay. And if it's robbing the bones of those minerals or whatever, then that needs to be known so that proper supplementation can happen. But explaining this to the athletes helps them to understand about their body as well, because it's not just about the herbs, but it's about what is their body doing. And then you can use herbs to support those processes for the body to heal itself, repair, restore, these type of things. Okay. So those are some things that we need to know as herbalists, especially if you are a sports medicine herbalist. You guys know that I'm really big on specialization. I think it's very important. I think we should know the foundational knowledge. We should have general knowledge and formulation, plant identification, some of the basic sciences and things like that. But as far as our individual paths, I believe they're different. And I don't think we should try to eat the whole elephant, of herbal medicine. Maybe one person take off the ear, the other person take the toenail, other person eat the tail. We don't all need to try to shove the field of herbal medicine down our throats. So consider specialization if you have not done so. It's definitely needed, and it opens up, from a business perspective as well, a referral system. So if I know that you're a sports medicine herbalist, that's what you do, then I know that I can recommend my athletes to you. If you know that I am a endocrine herbalist, right? I specifically focus on the inner workings of the endocrine system and hormones and things like that. Then if you have a woman or someone that has issues in those areas, you're more likely to say, you know what? I can't really help you in this area, but I can definitely send you to someone that can. Right? So it's all about building networks. So that's my little sidebar. All right. So let's get back on track. Now, let me give you the top 5 things herbalists should know when working with athletes. This is some things you should know, but as well as study. Add these to your notes to study. Number 1, you want to learn about adaptogens and their effects on athletic performance. Now, adaptogens, basically, these type of herbs help the body adapt to the stress that it's under. Okay. And so you want to understand herbs that boost energy levels as well as enhance endurance. These are important. You should also study adaptogens like ginseng and ashwagandha, which help the body cope with the stress and improve the physical performance. These herbs can support athletes in maintaining high energy levels during training and competitions. We as herbalists should also understand how these herbs work to help athletes manage stress, boost energy, and enhance their overall performance. And we should be able to explain that to them, how that works. Ashwagandha is a really big one. I've used it myself. So I really think it's a good adaptogen. Now, the next action, right, you want the herbs to have, and something you should look into, we call those nutritive herbs. Now, these could be for electrolyte balance as well as mineral replenishment, because athletes lose essential minerals through sweating, and this is often during intense training, right? They need to maintain proper hydration and electrolyte balance for optimal performance. We as herbalists should be familiar with the herbs that support hydration, okay, such as hibiscus or nettle, and understand how to combine these with minerals, right, like potassium and magnesium to create effective hydration formulas. We as herbalists should also study nutrient-dense herbs like your nettle or your oat straw or your red raspberry leaf, because these can help replenish electrolytes and provide vital minerals. So focusing on nutritive herbs, okay? Again, these are the actions of herbs. You have your adaptogens, you have your nutritive herbs. These are what they call the actions of the herbs. What does the herb do when it hits your body system, right? Then you want to study herbs that are specific to recovery and inflammation management. Okay, because when you are pounding those muscles, you're hitting that pavement, you're running, you're lifting, you're jogging, swimming, whatever you're doing. Okay, you are banging those muscles out. And so it's important to understand which herbs can help in muscle recovery, reduce inflammation, alleviate pain. All of this is crucial. Herbs that aid in muscle recovery and reduce inflammation are very important for athletes. I cannot stress that enough. And knowledge of anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving herbs such as turmeric and willow bark, these can help in formulating remedies that actually speed up recovery times as well as prevent injury. So we should also study how these herbs can be used on the outside as well as inside of the body. The other thing that we should know and study is the potential interactions between herbs and performance enhancing substances. So another thing that we should study is the potential interactions between herbs and performance enhancing substances. So we have to be aware of possible interactions between herbal supplements and any performance enhancing substances that athletes might be using. Okay, which means that we also need to stay informed about, like we said, WADA, right? Their regulations as well as banned substances, because we don't want to get anybody in trouble for recommending something that is not approved or may get them in trouble. Okay. And then the last thing that we want to make sure that we study and know about is immune system support. Now, intense training can actually weaken the immune system, making athletes more susceptible to illnesses. So we should study immune boosting herbs such as echinacea, elderberry, and astragalus. Knowledge of how to integrate these herbs into athletes' regimen can help maintain their health as well as reduce downtime due to sickness or illness. All right. So, in closing, because I didn't want to make this podcast long, but I really thought about it and I was like, you know what? I need to address the athletes, because I have athletes in my family. I was an athlete in my family. So I want to discuss that because this is athletic season. Everybody's doing some sort of, swimming, baseball, all these other sports out here. So it's important to make sure that you can support your athlete in a healthy way using natural products and not something that is going to poison their system. So today we've explored the vital role of herbal medicine and what it can play in supporting athletes at all levels. From understanding adaptogens and nutritive herbs to managing recovery and immune support, we have a unique opportunity to enhance athletic performance as well as overall well-being. Now remember, safety, customization, and staying informed about regulations are very key to effectively integrating herbs into an athlete's regimen. So I hope that this episode has provided valuable insights as well as inspiration for your herbal business or your herbal product business, or if you are a clinical herbalist, a sports management, sports coach, in any way that you intend to use herbs to support athletes. I hope that this has been beneficial to you. So stay connected with nature, keep empowering your community with the healing powers of herbs. And if you like what you heard, please like, share, and subscribe. Please follow me on all my social media platforms at The Demystified Herbalist. And until next time, family, I'm out.